Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. And Odie, I guess from time to time we all think we have problems, don't we?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Think about having to sit down with your mom and go, look, you took my boyfriend. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty bad, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Turkey dinner doesn't taste the same.
Miley had to have that talk with her mama about her taking her sister's boyfriend and marrying him. Man, I'm telling you, there's issues in this world that we don't even know about, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I mean, look, all you've got to do is look at Hollywood, and if you've had a bad day, look at what goes on in Hollywood, and you'll feel so much better about yourself.
We do think a little bit different than Hollywood does. I visited there one time.
Well, you said you went out of the country.
I did, yeah. I was way out of the country. I remember turning on Rodeo Drive, and they for a place that can't say rodeo, and that's what it really is, you get worried.
Yeah.
But it was an experience.
Hollyweird. That's exactly right there, Ashley.
It's to where, and again, and it's a sweeping thing across America to where what's right is wrong and what is wrong is right. And it's done made its way over this way in a lot of cases.
Yeah. Stumpy Point, North Carolina. Woo! Susan's joined us this morning.
Salute.
Heck yeah.
Coming up, we'll be speaking with Jimmy Rogers about the big show that they're going to have this weekend. So make sure to hang around for that.
We'll find out if somebody's going to be swinging on a wrecking ball.
Oh. You can do that in the temple, can't you? Well, I seen Garth do it there. He climbed up that little rope there and swung around up there in the temple. And I said,
yeah.
I didn't know who Garth was at that point.
Nobody did.
He had one song out. It had just been released, and I went down and watched it. And it was quite the show there that night. The question is, what will happen? Isn't the State of the Union address coming out?
It's tonight.
Yep.
So
everybody's the Vegas odds are, can he make it through it without being let off stage or lost?
Now remember, this is Thursday, so you've got to go to work tomorrow, so you can't make a drinking game out of every time he says
He's going to do it.
Nobody will be at work tomorrow.
All of America passed. But will America watch it, number one?
They will, because
it's going to be funny.
And I'm going to try. And the reason I watch it is I do want to know what they're saying. I mean, and we all know that it's just a teetotal lie. But I want to see what he does say about this is our country, and I fought for this country, and so I still pay attention to what's going on with it. But I do want to, I guess a little bit is fun and games.
It is.
It's going to be a little, all right, so Charlie said it's going to be a little gibberish in there. Or Ashley said gibberish in there. Charles said it was going to be a 30-minute speech, 30-second speech. But
as we turn things eyes to a more local level, let's talk about something that happened last night. As most of you were getting ready to go to bed and start your day, there was gunfire throughout the streets of Meridian. Now, this is a nightly thing. I keep up with it. A lot of people, when I first started this, would say he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's making this up. I don't make this stuff up. There are bad people in our town, and I tell you about bad people. I tell you about good things. Last night, we had them roaming the streets of Meridian, shooting at each other in a car. And what happened? They went down 23rd Avenue and shot out a window of the hospital. As we go here, and this happened last night there at Baptist Anderson. Here's a look at the door. Does that look busted to you?
Just a little bit.
That's real.
Bird didn't fly into that. We call that a bullet.
Now, again, a lot of people, when all this first started happening, as I dug deeper into it, were thinking that it happened in the parking lot. It did not happen there. We want to be straight up front about what happened. They were going down 23rd, shooting at each other in a car across the streets. There's only one way this is going to be stopped, and that's a very, very line drawn with the police department from the mayor's office. As of now, we do not have that. Criminals have that upper hand. We've got to make a change and let it be known that this stops, and it stops today. As we've pointed out, our zones of what's happening in Meridian, we have 4 zones to where crime happens now. It's expanding. And to put a stop to it, you have to draw a line and say, nope, not anymore. We're waiting for that to happen. We may have to wait till another election. As we all know, that could be the turning point.
Well, we talked to Sheriff, I keep wanting to mess that up, but Sheriff Anthony Chancellor of Clark County yesterday was on the show with us.
He sure was.
And we talked about how they're doing, an officer, not just his, but officers here, they do all they can. They make the arrest. They put them in jail. And now there's a secondary part to that, and it's called our court system, the judicial part, where the judicial section has to stand up and make sure that these people pay for what they've done. And now we've gotten into this era now with ACLU and all these other organizations that come in and say, oh, you can't treat prisoners like this, and you can't hold them in court for doing wrong. And it's going to come a point where we're going to have to say, I tell you, these are our laws.
And you abide by them.
This is what's in the books. And this is the sentence that you get for breaking these laws. And if you have a problem with it, then take us to court. But these are our laws, and the people who break these laws know what they are before they break them. Why are we having these other groups step in with the ACLU
and we all know that
law firm?
Sitting in church, y'all remember when your mom would stare at you, you knew it was coming.
Oh,
and there ain't a person alive that's been to a church that your mama didn't look at you over 3 rows and you knew, ooh, this is going to be bad.
And it wasn't just mama. It was anybody in that church.
Speaking of things that happened, the movie Alec Baldwin, have you seen this? What happened yesterday?
Yeah, so the one that's over the guns. She did get convicted of involuntary manslaughter.
18 months. Now,
and
Alec,
Baldwin is back in court. Same thing.
So is he, do you, because I thought really this was over and nobody was going to get anything over it. But
I don't like Alec Baldwin.
He's got a bad attitude.
He does. And somebody ought to just get rid of him as far as TV. He doesn't need to be around. But he doesn't deserve this. He's hired somebody to do the guns and take care of the guns.
That's right.
And this is a prop, or it should be when I get it.
I agree with that. Although I'm not a fan of his.
I'm going to support him because he didn't do it. He hired somebody to do that for him.
Yeah. And they've sent her to jail over that. Never, if you're planning a movie, don't ever, ever, ever have real ammo to where you take a break and you go shoot it. That just is not smart.
No, it shouldn't be anywhere around that set.
Who was it years ago? It may have been Bruce Lee, one of those that, even the fake ammo, if you put it too close to you, it can hurt you. We've had several actors with prop guns have lost their lives. You just can't be too careful.
When something goes boom, something's coming out of the end of it.
That's right.
It's just Brandon Lee.
Now, I don't know what we bring up Clark County. You really got to get to the bottom of what's going on in the community.
The high sheriff was busy.
Yes, he was, sir. We had a chicken drop last night in Clark County.
It was a disturbance at a store.
Chickens.
Stores and disturbances.
Clark County, I'm telling you what, he got out of bed. Badge, whole 9 yards, ran right down and tried to handle the situation, got the chickens home.
Well, 911 got a call, and they dispatched law officers to the store because chicken fight.
Yes, sir. When you say chicken fight, do you mean like a real chicken fight?
Yeah.
Like people fighting chickens?
Well, I think it was the chickens fighting chickens.
Oh, it was just the chickens in a scrap.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't humans behind it.
No, it wasn't one of those cockfights that you see that are illegal. They were just
territorial fighting. It was it was 2 gangs that met up down in Enterprise last night.
Yeah, they were encroaching on each one's free roaming area.
Yeah. Now we're not sure which one belongs to which group here, but we're looking at it. The sheriff broke it up.
Everything's good. Nobody got hurt.
Did he have to call for backup?
I don't think he did. He was pretty quick getting there.
Oh, we've got a lot of local stories coming up. Also, we'll get into a person in Lauderdale County lost their life yesterday. We'll talk about that, what happened with that. We had some car fires. We've had another 18-wheeler incident. All that's coming up. Plus, we'll change it and get a little bit happier here in just a second and talk about Jimmy Rogers. What's in store? Big show this weekend, I hear.
Yeah, something coming up that they need your support. So just stay with us.
All right, we'll be right back.
Battery power made by steel. Right now, save $50 on select AK system battery tool sets. Real STIHL. Find yours.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. As we promised, something that looks a little better than you and I. Let's go across the counter. You want me to hit the button
let's
now?
do that now.
Okay. All right. Leslie, how in the world are you doing?
Hey, good morning.
Now, y'all have been extremely busy here.
We have, but good busy.
Now, for those that don't know, you kind of handle and head up the Jimmy Rogers Festival.
Yes, I'm the executive director for the foundation, so I do the museum and the festival and the foundation, everything that comes along
Big
with it.
responsibility there.
It is, but it's so worth it.
So what is going on this weekend that's got the attention of everybody?
Well, if you look at this gentleman beside me, I've got Hunter Morgan with me, and he is the owner of Morgan LLC. And so he and some other people got together and said they want to do a fundraiser. So I'm going to let you tell them about it.
Yeah, so basically we just got together and we decided that we was going to put a fundraiser on to help the Jimmy Rogers Festival.
Right.
So what we did is we found us a good old venue, Temple Theater Ballroom. So we're very grateful for Roger donating that to let us use the space. Got with some other local artists of the area. We've got the Blackwater Revival, Landon Keller, Tyler Stevens. Then we've got Josh White, and we've got coming out of West Alabama that Ducks Hideaway's helping us put on is the Bigby Boys. And Ducks Hideaway is one of our other main sponsors for the fundraiser. Bryant Reynolds is helping us put on. He's been very helpful for us. They own Ducks Hideaway, which is out there at Southeast School.
Right.
They're actually going to close down their entire establishment Saturday night and make all their patrons come out and come see us because they're going to use that as their live music. He has live music every Saturday night. So this is going to be where they're going to have it at. They're just going to do it off-site at the Temple Theater Ballroom.
Now, who are the groups that are going to be singing?
Blackwater Revival at first, and then Josh White, and then it'll be the Bigby Boys out of West Alabama.
So what time does the doors open?
Doors open at 6:30. Bands start at 7. And we'll go till 11-ish. And like I say, this 11-ish because we don't know if we're going to stop at 11, 11:30, 12. We'll just see how the party's progressing.
I get that. Now, getting tickets, do you buy them at the door or do you buy them in advance? How does this one work?
Either way. You can contact me, Leslie, or Brian, or it always come down to the Jimmy Rogers Museum. We've got them for sale there. Or you can buy them at the door. $15 in advance. Now, the advance tickets will quit selling tomorrow night. And then it'll go to $20 the day of at the door.
At the door. That sounds pretty good. Now each this word
Genre?
Yeah, that word. I don't know how hard it is to say that word if you try to do it. What type of music do these groups play?
They're really Americana, country, a little bit of rock going to go in there. I mean, we're really just all over the place. A lot of covers. They've got a lot of them's got original songs as well. So we're looking forward. Really don't know what's going to happen. These people are donating their time to help us put on this fundraiser. So I told them, y'all just come out and play and just make sure everybody has a good time. And we've got Mitchell Distributing is going to provide all the refreshments.
That was a good question.
We've actually got that new food truck called Munchies and More going to set up. I don't know if you've seen them in Meridian off L Drive.
Oh wow!
So we're going. We've a lot of people's contacting us, wanting to help us put this together for people. So we're very, very looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and then the fun thing about it, we're going to have some great raffles. I think you've got a couple Yeti coolers, and they're stuffed with goodies from all over. The Rustler did a $150 gift card.
Yep.
Weidman's did a gift card. First Mississippi Federal Credit Union, who is our title sponsor for the festival, they've given some mag lights. I mean, we've got some really cool prizes. The Children's Museum gave a full package, family package. The Max gave some tickets. We've got some really killer giveaways and door prizes and raffles. So
don't forget about the VIP passes that we're going to raffle off for the festival at the event too.
Two VIP passes for the festival. That gets you for 4 days of the festival. And free booze, good potties, all that good stuff that you want for a festival. So that's your VIP package. And so that's worth over $300.
So y'all are going to raffle that off?
Raffle all of it off. We're going to do several raffles, but also we're going to have a 50-50 raffle as well. and everybody likes to do a little
Ooh,
gambling.
yeah.
So, I like making 50-50.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. So, what time the door? The show starts at 6:30. What time will doors open?
Oh, doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7.
That's right.
Okay, I was a little close
Yep.
there.
You're close. We'll let you in anytime you want to come. So,
Yeah, me and Odio swing by. This looks like this is going to be a great show.
it's just going to be a
really
lot
does.
of fun. Yeah, it's just going to be a lot of fun. So we're excited about it, and we can't thank everybody enough for just coming together and doing this and supporting Jimmy Rogers, the festival, and helping us get that little extra money there. Anything helps, and so we're really grateful for the community this year.
And on top of this, not only is this going on, that y'all have got the festival come up. Tell us a little bit about the festival in itself, and
All
will
right.
you be able to buy tickets that night for that, or do you need to come to the museum? How does that work?
You can buy tickets right now anytime you want for the festival. And I'm just going to say it out there, jimmyrogers.com. You go there and you can get all of your tickets right there. Right. So get your tickets now because I'll tell you they are selling out.
Friday night is going to sell out first.
Yeah, Friday night
Now,
is...
who's performing then?
So Friday night, our headliner is Red Clay Strays. And if you haven't heard them, they're amazing. They're so good. But they're selling out everywhere they play right now. And they're selling out really quick. The band is actually about to announce that they're coming to Meridian either today or tomorrow. So once
it's
that's
today.
done, tickets are going to be
Now, is that
gone.
show at the Temple, or where will it be?
So we're going to do mostly everything at the Max.
Okay.
We're kind of setting that up. It's real easy for us to set up there. It looks gorgeous. The Max has been wonderful with hosting us last year, so we thought it was a great partnership. So Friday night is Red Clay Strays, another band. Look, the name is kind of funny and out there, but Heartless Bastards. But if you've ever listened to them, they've got
Got a little edgy in there.
well, they've got a girl singer. They're really the most mellow band you've ever listened to. They've got a girl singer, and she just belts it. They're actually one of my favorites. Look them up. And then Locke Thornton Band. He's been up in Nashville working hard, and so he's kind of gotten this band of his all-stars out of Nashville to come down and play. So Friday night is going to be a killer show. Also, we're bringing back a lot of the traditions, from the festival. So we're going to have the parade again, leading in everybody on Friday night.
And the golf tournament's
The
coming back
golf
Friday
tournament
morning.
is going to be Friday morning.
Didn't I hear something about Merle's boy coming?
You did.
I did.
You did. Ben Haggard is going to be at the Ellis Theater. We did it last year at the Ellis. When Marty Stewart says, "Hey, Jimmy Rogers, take my theater," you go, "Thank you, Mr. Stewart."
Yeah.
So we love that we're bringing it to Philadelphia. It's also brought in a lot of new sponsors and new people for us. So Ben Haggard is going to play there, and then Scott McQuaig and the Tomcats are going to open up for him. So, and there's
Great
only,
show.
oh, awesome. And there's only 500 seats available in that theater. So again, get your tickets now
If
because
you've
they're
never heard
going.
Ben before, Google him today on
He
YouTube.
sounds just like his
great.
daddy. I mean,
Yeah.
he sounds just like him. It's amazing. So,
Golf tournament, is that full?
no, not yet.
Somebody wants to.
Yeah,
is
we
it a
ha-
scramble? How do you have that? And
It's
how
a
do people get on
four-man.
it?
Yeah, it's a four-man team, and that has not opened up. Registration has not opened up for that yet, but it will very soon. So, best advice I can tell people: either follow our social media or follow us. Go to our website, jimmyrogers.com, and you can find all the information right there.
Good
But-
deal.
The other day, I think it was 97. We were on the golf course for that. God, that's been forever ago.
Been a while.
Right. So it's been a long time. And that was such a fun part of the festival, I've heard. So I said, this year we've got to bring it back.
Tanya used to come play.
She did. She used to ride around in the golf cart with her daddy. So I heard making trouble, right?
So the dates again. So this weekend at the Temple Theater Ballroom is the help party. The help.
Yes, it is the
Yeah.
it is the Help
Legacy.
Fund Festival. Yes,
Yeah.
all the proceeds go into the festival. 100%. My company, Morgan's LLC, and Bryant Reynolds with Ducks Hideaway, we're completely 100% sponsoring it. Any dollar that is made is going straight to the festival to help us put on the best festival we can possibly put on.
And then
So-
when is the Jimmy Rogers
The festival is actually going to run Sunday, May 12th, which is Mother's Day. That's going to be the Sukanachi Review, and then it's going to run to Sunday the 19th. So it's Sunday to Sunday, the May 12th through the 19th.
Little Jackie Jack involved.
Jackie
Yep,
Jack
Jackie
White's
Jack. We
in
got to
there,
have
yeah.
him. And he brings such, I love the Sukanachi Review because you never know who's going to come. But right now, he's got amazing talent. And tickets are only $10 for that. Monday night, we've got Paul Birch performing. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He does a great Jimmy Rogers. He released an album a couple years ago called Meridian Rising. And he lives in Nashville. He just recently did a show at the Kennedy Center. I mean, he's great. We've got some great talent lined up. Tuesday, Jimmy Jams. That's just if you're a musician, get out and jam with it. Wednesday is going to be the talent show. Thursday, like I said, Ben Haggard. Friday, Red Clay Strays. Saturday night is our country night. We've got a lot of regional great artists for that. And then Trey Lewis, who just put out a new album, chart topping. He's going to be the headliner for Saturday. And then Sunday, if y'all haven't done it, go to the gospel brunch. It is the most fun you've had on a Sunday afternoon. We've got this 20-piece Grammy award-winning gospel troupe out of New Orleans. It's not your in-church gospel troupe. I mean, they are having fun, and they make sure you do. But the food, it's a New Orleans brunch. It's all catered. It's and also our Mitchell is going to do the beverages for that, and then Cat Head is our sponsor for that day too as well. So it's kind of a boozy brunch, but it'll be a lot of fun. So Sunday to Sunday, check us out. And we're still, like I said, we've been overwhelmed with community support. We had First Mississippi Federal Credit Union step up to be our title sponsor this year, which just blew us away. And then all of the other sponsors that we've had. And if we're still looking for sponsors too, because
a lot of first-time sponsors coming in this year too. A lot of first-time sponsors.
So we're still. So if you're interested in helping out in any way, just contact us.
Well, thank y'all, Hunter, Leslie. Thank y'all for dropping by and telling us about the Jimmy Rogers this year.
Now you got your tickets.
We
expect to see you over there on Saturday.
And get your tickets for the festival too. Like I said, Friday night's definitely going to be sold out in about 2 weeks.
In our shirt.
Oh yeah,
we got a shirt.
Oh yeah, show off those shirts.
Yeah.
So thank y'all so much for dropping by and visiting with us this morning.
Thank you.
Yes, thank y'all.
Already 7:20. We'll be right back with more local headlines next with the Scotty Ray Report.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Downtown Meridian is thriving with a fresh look, and now it's getting a new neighbor. Toyota of Meridian is now open under new hometown leadership. We're bringing automotive knowledge and experience home with a focus on improved customer satisfaction and all new pricing. Toyota of Meridian is excited to serve the Queen City and exceed your expectations.
I'm Trinara Rush, and I want to invite you to Toyota Meridian, where hometown pride drives excellence.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. As the shooting took place last night down 23rd Avenue, another incident happened in Meridian last night, and it was false information put out. I won't go into a lot of this, but it was reported by another media that there had been a robbery in town, and it did not happen. It was an argument in the parking lot is what happened at Maples at the 31st Avenue St. Paul store.
Yeah, right there off the interstate.
Right. Now, this also happened last week as I watched this. It was put out last week that the hotel next to it had been robbed. It had not. We've had several instances over the last couple of weeks of this could be something, and you have to be careful on not to jump on something too quick. Be sure what it is. We try to bring you the absolute straightforward truth 100% of the time. The store was not robbed. Or did we say at any time that it was robbed?
Well, so you and this show, we focus on local news. That's what we do. We focus on local. And when you're new to bringing local news, some of these mistakes may be made.
They do.
So I guess it's because they're just now getting into bringing local news is the reason that. But we do the local news. That's what we focus on is the local news and getting that information out. But yeah, Maples was safe.
Yeah, not a thing went on there other than somebody arguing in the parking lot, and that can happen anywhere.
Yep.
So that's what that situation was last night. Let's see what else went on here. We had a car fire yesterday. I want you. We've had a string of this, and this was an electrical fire. Is what caused this. Look at this. Let's look at the first picture of how it started. Almost look like is that an eyelash?
I think it's an
I just now noticed that.
You know, they make those now for your cars so they can blink.
And that's what's left. Electrical fire, the guy told me he started it up and everything started blinking on the dash and then flames.
And there it was.
Yeah, so that's bad to lose your car like that without... We had an accident last night, Highway 15. Newton is where this would take place. Let me pull this up where everybody can see this. They had to divert traffic. It was by the gymnastics thing. We had a couple of people taken to the hospital as we would find out about this. I talked to the chief last night, and he said they were diverting traffic. I don't think any major injuries, but it did slow traffic, and we did have some people bunged up. Is that...
That's bummed up, yeah.
Yeah, that word there. Now, let's talk about this. Let me show you this video here of what happened on I-59 last night. Accidents, my heavens, it seems like we get our overabundance of them.
Yeah, we have more than our fair share.
I'll show you a video, and then we'll go to our friends at Hot Topics and show you a little bit closer look at this. Here we go. This is approaching the wreck. This is Enterprise Volunteer Fire Department. We've got Clark County Sheriff's Department on scene, and we also have the Mississippi Highway Patrol on scene here. And right up above the fire truck here is where you're going to see the car that was overturned in the accident. This is a good slow video that lets you see what's going on. Yeah. There's the fire truck right in front of this police car, this fireman's truck. As you can see there. Now, in the end, it was minor injuries, Odie, nothing too major on that. There was some transportation to the hospital, but nothing major. Let's take a closer look at this as we go to Clark County Hot Topics, who let us borrow some of their pictures there. Look at that car.
Man, I tell you, they were extremely lucky, and then having to pull that car apart while it's laying on its top is a whole different set of directives that you've got to take.
Now, what happened? You see this rig?
Oh, man.
You have always know what's going on. From what we understand is the 18-wheeler's going down the road, and the car was passing it and cut in too sharp, tapped the truck, and then around we went.
Yeah, that's not good. And I want y'all to go back, because that video is on Scotty Ray's page. I want y'all to go look at that video. One, to get you another view of that wreck if that's what you want to see. But what I want you to pay attention to is the camera, okay? I want you to look, and you can tell in this video, the driver of that vehicle is driving that vehicle, and someone is out the rear window in the back seat.
On that?
No, but
you wanted to...
I want to make sure everybody knows that the driver was not doing it, because every single wreck scene we work on the interstate, we see the drivers doing this, and that will cause another wreck. And that's one of the things we have to worry about. Like on that fire, we had people not paying attention to the road because they're using the camera, and the driver of that truck was not videoing, but someone, his passenger in the back seat, was actually videoing that. And that's, if you want to take a video that way, we're good with it. But if you're driving the vehicle, don't video the wreck scene. It really makes it dangerous.
Well, let's move to our next big story before we get into some other things this morning. This is heartbreaking. Yeah. This is Highway 19, and let me show you one of the pictures. I'm not going to show the others that I have. This is a vehicle that was struck head-on by another car. We had, let's pull the story up here. As this man walked away from this.
Yeah.
And I would say because it was a bigger vehicle, I like big vehicles.
They help.
They do. Not always, but they do help. As we go to the story here, it did claim a life here. As we read about this, the early morning accident yesterday morning took the life of Jamie Rory. She lost her life there at around 7:42 a.m. on that two-lane stretch there, right past where the four-lane ends. She went to pass and then struck that Tahoe head on. Now, there was, I believe, a 7-year-old child in the back seat who walked away, who was taken for medical care along with the driver of the other vehicle. Both of those were transported to hospital, and the driver of the other car, lost her life. We pass along condolences to her, all of the families involved in this, and there was a lot of people that were behind it that described the sound I think it's a sound that you will never, ever forget in your life once you hear two cars like that at those speeds hit.
Yeah, the sound, people were responding from places a couple miles away because they heard it. It was before they got a call from dispatch. They knew something had happened. But definitely prayers for this young child, for the rest of their family.
Yeah, and if it's my understanding, that was his mother that was driving the car. That's the way I understand it.
Yeah, and that's something that this child's gonna have to deal with. And it's just from now on, and we just ask that the Lord be with each one of them.
Absolutely. We'll be right back. It's already 7:31, believe that or not. Again, we've got thick fog throughout the area. We want everybody to be careful. Let's go back and look at this radar before we go to commercials here and remind you of this. This is what we've got going on this morning as we pull up radar. Fog throughout the area, this gray area until 10 a.m. Some of the heavier fog has burned off. We still got it here in Lauderdale County and in the Delta and around Hattiesburg. So use caution, be careful. We'll be right back. Rock House Gun and Pound, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rock House Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rock House Gun and Pawn. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, or conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie as we embark upon a Thursday. Well, it's going to be nice today. Sunshine. Tomorrow, a different story as we get into severe weather, and we'll do an update on that in a little bit there.
Yeah.
Every day we roll back the hands of times and look at things that happened in history. Now, this may have been invented in 1876. I don't know who it was in the Meridian area that done it, but I do know this in history. It was the first telephone ever installed in Scuba, Mississippi, was made from Lynn Jr. Quarles' home, which, God bless him, I loved him. Eddie Al and them used to meet him for breakfast every morning down at the store. But Eddie Al's family was the first family that made the telephone call. His family owned a store, and it was a big deal back in the day.
Yeah.
And Lynn Jr., boy, the times that I remember as a kid being around him. And, well, it all began with this right here, 1876, Alexander Graham Bell patent that telephone.
Man.
And it has changed and turned into what you tote in your pocket everywhere you go.
Yeah, who would have? We've seen these movies growing up where people were doing, video calls. Hey, how are you?
The Jetsons.
Yeah, and you're sitting there going, well, nah. And we do that every day.
It shocks me. Technology, boy, it has really, really grown.
You remember that?
I do. They cost me $3,500 to get that sound.
Just so we could get on the internet, we used a phone line.
That's right.
Kids nowadays don't have a clue. You weren't on the internet all the time. You had to dial up.
And you remember you had to, especially if you had that zero, you had to go.
And if you missed one number, you had to go right back through all of them again.
And then the day of the push button came about. That really sped things up.
But then it still went in the background before it went touch tone. Boy, you kids don't know what y'all are missing.
1946, John Hurd was born. Who is he?
Oh, everybody knows.
Yeah, you do. Home Alone. Remember the dad from that?
Yeah, because everybody wanted to know what he did for a living. Because how do you have that many kids, buy that many tickets across the world, have that big of a house,
and then pay for your in-laws, whoever that was, spending the night for them to go too?
Yeah, everything. And then there was enough money for your son to live on his own at 7 years old in New York.
Yeah.
That was a good show.
I think he's passed away in the last couple of years, if I am not mistaken. I think he's passed cancer or something like that, if I am not mistaken. This guy, I remember Dylan coming home and saying, "Dad, we need to watch this." And I watched the first episode, and I looked at Dylan, and I said, "That wasn't any good." And he goes, "You're right." Well, we didn't pay attention. 3 years later, he goes, wait a minute, I think we need to revisit this. And we sat down. And after about 3 hours, then I got hooked.
Yeah.
And then I learned all about Walter's friends and about a guy that just really wanted to take care of his family after he was gone. And it would turn into the biggest drama I've ever seen.
And it was good.
Cranston was born. He is Walter White from Breaking Bad.
And if you hadn't seen it, go check it out because it is.
Make you want to buy a motorhome one. Remember when he bought the Dodge Charger and just drove it around the parking lot?
Go work at a car wash.
Yeah, boy, you can wash a lot of things through a car wash, can't you?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, the things that we learned
the
from
things
television.
you clean. Yeah.
It was 1973, and, well, this song would probably forever stick in your head after that. Sure are pretty. Would be one of the lines you'd remember. I'm not going to finish that line. As dueling banjos went gold from the movie Deliverance. Burt Reynolds starred in that.
You can't. Yeah.
Yeah, dueling banjos. And we've seen, and it is a talent to watch that dueling banjo stuff.
It was.
It is. I can't do it.
And it's cool to watch. We do have a wreck real quick.
Okay, what do we got?
Mile marker 126 on I-20 eastbound on the interstate. Here we go again. We do have a wreck. So if you're out there, if you're heading into Meridian again, be careful. Around the 126, it's going to be kind of a slow go. Not sure exactly what's going on, what's involved.
Getting cars flipped in the woods is what somebody just texted me. 126 eastbound, like you just said there.
All right, so hopefully it's just be safe going through there. Emergency vehicles are on their way. Slow down when you're coming to that area and be safe.
That's happening now. Was it Evan Almighty? I think it was Evan Almighty. If you want to watch a good show, Family, it really was. This woman starred in it, and it's about a guy that gets elected. He moves to Washington, and he's going to be a congressman or something, I think.
Yeah.
And God talks to him, and he tries to ignore God, and God keeps talking to him. And it gets funnier and funnier about a flood that is coming.
The gopher wood that shows up.
Do y'all remember her, Wanda? And I think, didn't the llama spit on her when they were loaded on?
Yes, yes.
I've never laughed so hard as when all the TV reporters that were making fun of him ran toward the ark to try to get on it when the water was rushing. It is a great family show. If you ever, Evan Almighty, watch it.
Because he couldn't shave his beard.
That's right. Wasn't Morgan Freeman God at the end of that?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Morgan played that
Freeman.
part.
Oh, he was him, and there's been two people that played God awesome. And it was Morgan Freeman, and then the other one was
George Burns.
George Burns.
Oh God, and Oh God too.
Yeah.
Of course, him and that cigar, he could change whatever he looked like. What do you want me to look like?
Yeah.
That's Dynasty. John Denver, the manager of the A&P. Remember?
Yeah.
1973. Now, this would be before technology came along, and this was the way it was actually done. In a recording studio in Nashville, Loretta Lynn was sitting here inside. Outside was Conway Twitty on the phone. He had to call into the studio to record it to give it the actual sound that it had. And if you've never heard, you ever had a date that you wanted to get rid of?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what the song's about. He called to tell her it's over, and as soon as she picks up the phone, she starts saying, there's all these rumors. Please tell me it ain't true. And he's going, wait a minute, and he can't get a word in, and she's telling him how hot, the relationship is, and he's trying to break up with her. And then he finally gets the word in, it's over. And the name of the song was As Soon As I Hang Up the Phone. If you've never heard that, go back and listen to the technology and the way he tried to dump her, and she wouldn't let him dump her.
And had to do it over a telephone to get that effect.
She'd go, oh, no. It was great. I loved it. Conway and Loretta had their string of hits, and, well, that touched a lot of things. Well, as we go back to 73, as a kid, I believed this. I did. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Can you make the sound?
No, that was Friday the 13th.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
He can run faster. Yeah. He can do something.
He can see farther.
Yeah. The $6 Million Man debuted on this day back in 1973. Lee Majors, you would know him from Big Valley, and of course you would later see him in The Fall Guy.
Fall Guy.
Man, that was a man's man
yes,
show.
Yes, it was. $6 million man. Now that'll get you a knee replacement.
Then we had the Bionic Woman, and then we had the Bionic German Shepherd after that.
We sure did.
Yeah.
Ooh, Danny Todd's coming back saying I-20's backed up at the 124 because of that wreck. So now you're already backed up 2 miles.
Right.
So be careful.
Now
there.
that's right across the county line. Is that Newton County or is that Lauderdale?
No, that's Lauderdale.
It is. Okay.
Lauderdale County goes back to about the 121.
Okay.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Because you go right past Lost Gap and it'll be up the road.
Correct.
Yeah. And let me do this. Let me see if I can pull this up. See if I can pull an old trick here. We're right in the middle of this, but I think it's important that we show. I got a butt notey. Dylan Ray
You got more than one of them over.
Dylan Ray designed this for me, and let me get it to pull up here. It hadn't come up yet.
The 121 is Chunky Newton County, so right there on the line.
I just about got this open, and this shows us where all of our. Let me pull up our screen where you can take a look here. This is kind of how I figure out where wrecks and things are. This is the mile marker 150 as we go down through here. 130. This is the split as we go right here. This is going to be mile marker 122.
126.
All right, here's Lost Gap. Right there is where it's going to be. The next junction up the road is going to be Cicalina Graham Road, and it will be just east of there. If it'd be just north of Old Highway 80 West, and what is that road? Tunnel Hill Cemetery, just north of there, in that area there.
So Lost Gap's about the 129.
Yeah.
So west of there going towards Jackson. Looks like 126 is about right there where the road splits and you have a lot of trees in between the roads.
Now, am I reading this right? Is that the 124? I'm getting...
well, 126 is where the wreck, but it's like the traffic's backed up to the 124.
Okay, here's where the traffic starts. This road right here, which is PV Road South.
Yep.
If you, I don't think that's an exit.
You can't exit there.
You would have to get off back here somewhere. There's the Newton County line right there.
Yep.
Mile marker 122 is about where the line is. You'd have to get off right here at the Chunky exit to avoid that, to come into Meridian and get on Old Highway 80. The wreck is backed up to here, and the wreck is at 126. Is that right?
126 is what we're
right
getting.
there. And that's going to be right there at the junction of where this runs Cicalina Graham Road underneath the bridge. That gives you a general idea of where this is, and then right at the road is the split. So that's what we're looking at this morning.
So if you haven't quite made it to Chunky yet, get off at Chunky, hit Highway 80 West, and come into Meridian that way.
Sure is. As we go back, and let's see here. It was 1978, and I'll never forget hearing this. Come on in. Baby, take your coat off. Come on in. Baby, take a load off. Who am I talking about? The Oak Ridge Boys, as they came out with Come On In this day in 78.
Saw them in concert, 1985, Fort A.P. Hill, Virginia.
There you go.
At the National Boy Scout Jamboree. Didn't cost me a dime.
That's what Johnny Cash said. 1978 was also a big year for this girl. She's won Grammys. She's done a lot of things. Emmylou Harris.
Yeah.
But still, her biggest song to me that I know the moment I hear it is Two More Bottles of Wine, as that came about today. They released it today back in 78. She's got full gray head of hair now.
Yeah, she looks just a little bit different.
Yep,
still pretty.
But she was one of those that chose not to dye her hair.
It went natural.
There you go. 1980, theaters would have a new movie tonight, and we'd learn what baloney does to you.
Coal miner's daughter.
And that flew right over Odie's head. Wow.
Yeah.
He didn't catch that one.
My baloney has a first name.
That ain't what she was talking about.
C-A-R. Oh.
Yeah, you need to go watch the movie, because I ain't going into explanations. but had a certain effect on the dude.
Oh.
As we remember, coal miner's daughter. It opened in theaters today. Honestly, you don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I remembered it.
Did you not? Is it Dingley?
It does. This is a program that we got members of all the audience.
That's right. So don't be talking about that. Don't even think it, Odie. 1981. Who was on the cover of TV Guide? It was none other than, well, the first family, I won't call them, because everybody got along with them.
The original.
The Dukes made it on top of the front page there. Of course, Boss hanging out with them.
Boss Hogg. And you know, he wasn't a big man.
No.
That is a suit he was in.
Yeah.
You know, to make him that big.
I often wondered, you know, in those early shows that were filmed in Georgia, Roscoe was a tougher guy.
Yeah.
The way they started the show out, had they left Roscoe a little bit tougher there, you know, he became a yes man later on in the show.
Yeah, he did.
Roscoe P. Coltrane. We all like that. There's songwriters in this world. And at some point, there had to be somebody that used this line on a woman. There's just no other way. It became a huge hit in 1981. These old boys may have written it, and they took it to number 1 on the charts. As we go back to remember, do you love as good as you look? Somebody used that line, Odie.
Oh, well, of course.
And they also had a hit right after that, I'd Lie to You for Your Love.
Maybe.
I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. I'm a movie star.
They may have put that on the radio.
Yes, sir, Bob. 1983, this was we didn't have cable in 1983. And my sister had moved to Memphis, and she made me a VCR tape and smuggled it back to Mississippi. And I got to watch what a country video was for the first time. B.J. Thomas had the first one on country music television, which was TNN, Two Car Garage. Anybody remember that song? That was the first video that was ever aired on there. But tonight, it signed on. TNN was signed on, and it wouldn't take them long to run it before they put, well, reality TV shows and got rid of all the music. And
yeah, sure MTV doesn't have music anymore. I don't know what happened? They got on there.
We lost Ralph Emery and all those good shows of Crook and Chase, the Wild Horse Saloon with the dancing. And, you know, it was a part of it. You could find out about who you wanted to hear, and it was bought out and changed.
Yeah.
I like this show. You may have never watched it, but it was one of those, it was
ahead of its time, a futuristic show.
McLeod was his name, and of course he had, what's his face? Sean Connery was in the movie. And that's what really made it.
Yep.
As we go back to remember, Highlander premiered on this. This was the guy that was immortal.
Yeah.
There can only be one. He lived in the same place in New York for like 400 years. They were getting a little suspicious.
Yeah, you never did move, did you?
1987, this would be the end of this.
Yeah, I love this show.
It was funny. What you
talking about, Willie?
The final episode aired today of Different Strokes. That was a pretty good little show. A little Gary Coleman there. Seemed like he ended up suing his parents, too. Didn't they take his money or something?
I want to say they did, and he had to.
Yep.
Had to sue for it.
It ended in 87. In 1993, another cast member would be in trouble on today as they went to court. As Todd Bridges, who was also on there as Willis, was arrested for stabbing someone.
Wow.
Yeah, wow is the word. And of course, you know, Dana, we talked about her this week to where she was arrested for robbing a store.
Is she still with us?
No.
She OD'd, didn't she?
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah.
I think we had one of those in Meridian yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Sure did. 2011, somebody got fired today. He had enough money, it really didn't hurt him.
Yeah, it ain't bothered him none.
Charlie Sheen was fired from 2.5 Men, and I never watched it again. I turned it off.
Hunchner, what's his name?
Yeah,
Jimmy Moore's husband?
Yeah.
Kushner? Austin Kushner?
I think that may be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, we lost Claude King in 2013 on the Wolverton Mountain is the song that made him famous there. Coming up, we've got more of your local headlines. We'll get into that next as we travel along on a Thursday morning.
Kathy said, hey, where can I get one of them cups? They're in the print.
Yeah, getting printed, made.
They're coming.
All righty. Coming up, we'll check birthdays and more local headline news.
The Preserve at Meridian is the premier senior living community in the Meridian area, offering independent living cottages, assisted living, and maintain their independence and pursue an engaging lifestyle with a robust activities calendar, personalized care programs, wellness activities, restaurant-style dining, and much more. Call or visit us online today at preserveatmeridian.com to schedule your personal tour.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Welcome back with Scotty Ray. We got any birthdays this morning?
Yeah, we got a few coming in, like Aniston Clinton, 10 years old. Now, Edgar,
how old is he?
I don't know if you're going to be around to see any more birthdays. Because he called in Dawn's birthday, his wife, Dawn Woods, and said that she was 56 years old and older than he was.
He's living on a limited time frame.
Yeah, but so happy birthday, Dawn. Austin Clinton is 18, and Jackie, that's the way I'm going to take this, Lewis is having a birthday today. So, man, we've got a few of them on the run. So if you've got your birthday, your anniversary, Hyundai Meridian Scotty Ray Report coffee mug, get it in to us. Let us push that out. And if you're as brave as Mr. Woods there,
tell it
give
on
us your wife's birthday age, and we'll be good to push that out with them too.
If you were trying to get into Meridian yesterday, it was an ordeal. As a matter of fact, it took a long time. It would be all because of a juice weenie roast. I guess you could say that. As we pull this up, as we go to I-20 mile marker 128 is where this all happened, just past Lost Gap yesterday. And this was carrying what, Odie?
This was carrying Tropicana juice and Starbucks
some
drink.
Kind of foo-foo drink?
Yeah, some kind of foo-foo drink. And
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was a total loss.
Yeah, it's like that Starbucks.
But look at the black smoke that was bellowing down the interstate. You'll notice there's no cars coming because, well, it was blocked there for a little while. It had to be. Here's our fireman that jumped on the scene to put all that out as we go through this. Look at the smoke. Now, we did a live from that. If you'd like to see what it looked like as they were actually doing it, you can go back and watch that. Here's cleanup as Steve's truck and trailer showed up as they were picking up.
Yeah, and you've got to unload all that and put it in another truck and haul it off.
Yeah, sir. Let me see. I think I've got. This is just a look of what if you're sitting in traffic and you're going, what's going on up there? I can't see what's happening. This is what was going on. Let me make this a little bit bigger. This is what cleanup looks like on the scene as they're picking up what's left of it, loading this stuff. And, of course, that's why you couldn't get by. They were having dump trucks run up and get loaded up to haul this stuff off. So it gives you a general idea of what goes on behind the scenes when you're waiting to get through a traffic jam. That's what's happening up there. Here is the view. This stretched all the way from Lost Gap to Chunky. Look at this picture, Odie.
Yeah. And like you said, once you pass Chunky, you're just there.
This is why you never leave home with a quarter tank of gas. Always have a full, because if you're running on fumes, you will run out.
Oh, yeah. And never say, ooh, I got to pee, but I'll wait till I get to the office.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You'll be in a bad spot.
Correctamundo. Hey, we have to say congratulations to someone. This is Todd Kemp's son, if I am not mistaken.
Now, this all he's ever known is law enforcement. He was raised with sheriff, his dad being sheriff of Clark County. It's all he's ever known, and he is a Marine. He served our country, and now he serves our state and our area with the Mississippi Highway Patrol.
Yes, sir, Bob. He's being promoted there and to captain. We congratulate him.
Yes.
That's a big deal there. Of course, he had a little bout there of some sickness a few years ago. He's recovered, thank goodness.
Good to go. So congratulations, sir. Going to be great for our area.
Now, I got a lot of calls yesterday that said, what's happening on 8th Street? There's cops everywhere. So I called my friend and I said, what's going on out in front of your store? She said, let me look out the window. As we would find out, a MPD officer was going down the street and he noticed a argument and someone might have had a gun in their hand. So they thought, wow, what a great place to pull over. And this was the scene. Now, do we know what happened in the end? I don't know. But that's what the scene was, how it all started out there. And everybody showed up to, well, give them a little howdy.
Yeah.
That was right there in front of the Dollar General, in front of Rodney's muffler, Miss Rodney's. Now, we also had another instance, 18th Avenue yesterday. The road was, not often is a road blocked off in Meridian, but it did happen yesterday. As we go to look at this, Odie, this was coming over the 18th Avenue Bridge.
Yeah.
You're going to McDonald's down there where Sack and Save, well, that's a new name now, isn't it? It's not Sack and Save.
The 10
something Saver.
Store.
Saver. Cash
Savers, that's it.
Boy, I was worried I wasn't going to be able to pull that out.
That's all right.
Here we go. This was an accident as the Meridian Fire Department and rescue were on scene. Up here is the boo-boo. Let's get a closer look at this. As we look at this, pickup truck and a car involved in an accident there. Metro ambulance on the scene. They did take someone to the hospital to be checked out. Look at the damage that was done here. And if you'll notice, this is why they had to block the road for wreckers to get in to remove everything. But major damage to both. I won't go out on a limb and probably say an insurance company is going to probably total both of these vehicles. That's a lot of damage to both of these cars. I want to say we got another picture. There's a closer look at what's going on there. Knocked it clean right off the rim there. And as we look at this, clean up the firemen. This is another thing that goes on behind the scenes before they can let traffic through, is they've got to clean up all of these fluids that are left on a highway so that when you come along, your car won't slide and cause another wreck.
Yeah, that's... And Meridian does a great job getting that all
and that's what's
cleaned
left
up.
of our Ford truck there.
I wonder what shape his transmission's in.
Poor Odie and no transmission.
I wonder if he wants to say.
I need a grill for my Lincoln. I was tempted the other day. What you going to do with that?
Can I have just that part? I just want the transmission. That's my luck. The tag's going out. So I went and got me a tag.
I don't know why.
Paid for that.
You can't drive it.
Made one trip. Transmission went out. And I hadn't drove it since.
It's been a year. I mean, seriously. You've had it in the shop for a year.
First week of July.
Can't they take claim to it after a year for sitting there for storage?
No. No. I'm going to have to go claim. I'd rather push it around.
It's going to come up where Odie has to start talking about where he left his truck and they didn't fix it. It's bad when you leave your truck somewhere a year and they don't fix it. If you can't fix it, call up and say, Odie, I can't do it. Would you come get your truck? Send a wrecker. Send some help. But this teasing you with, it'll be fixed next week for a year's done got old.
I've had three buddies of mine take their truck down there, and they're all driving.
Somebody don't like Odie. We'll
I know it. I don't
right
somebody
back.
Mad.
Fantasy Cottage Floral and Gifts is located in downtown Quitman, directly across the street from the post office. They are your one-stop shop for all of your floral, a fully stocked gift shop to roses, mixed flower arrangements, and plants. Whether it be a special occasion or just because, remember them in your time of need for all of your funeral floral arrangements. Call on Fantasy Cottage Floral and Gifts at 601-776-3010.
Your next appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, drop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers. A showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator, from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen, Amana, and delivery is available, with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m., and by appointment after hours and weekends. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk. Welcome back, and keep this in mind if you're out traveling today. I'm not sure if they're finished yet, but this was on 8th Street yesterday, right by the First Baptist Church there. Right lane was blocked. They may be still working there today. Just keep it in mind if you're in that area that it'll funnel to one lane coming up on that red light right there. This was at 8th Street and 28th Avenue. I think it's the Family Dollar that sits right there next to the First Baptist. So start working your way over to that left lane there if you've got to go through there.
Don't let that sneak up on you.
Ooh. And I wanted to bring this up as little known to a lot of folks. We got an election next week.
It's coming up here quick.
So let's pull up the ballot. We got the sample ballot from Donna Gill of what's coming up. The presidency is on it, and along with a few other things. Here's the sample ballot for Lauderdale County. This is for the Democrat side. This one right here to vote for president. Somebody named Ty is running for U.S. Senate.
Ty Pinkins?
Yep, on the Democratic side. As we scroll down, here is the Republican side of that. And there's a lot of people. Now, all three of these are no longer running. They've dropped out. Donald J. Trump still on there. As we look at United States Senate, there's two other people running against Roger Whittaker. Don Eubanks and Gannon Burton. I want to say Gannon was in Meridian for a brief moment. I tried to get there, and by the time I got there, they were gone yesterday as they made a stop in Meridian. Michael Guest running for House Representative. He's on there. No one against him. That's what is being held next week. So make sure that you cast your ballot. Very important. It has not gotten a lot of attention in the media of a big Super Tuesday type thing in Mississippi. But it's just as important that we go vote also. We got to choose.
Yes.
Show up and vote.
Because if you don't complain.
That's correct.
And something else to get ready, you want to make sure you're on time. And to deal with that correctly is move your clock up 1 hour Sunday.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes, bringing forward. So we lose an hour of sleep Saturday night. So Sunday morning at 2 o'clock, I think, is when it officially. But Saturday, when you go to bed, move your clock up 1 hour so you'll be at church on time.
Did you know that we had 2 Mississippians on Survivor?
No.
Yeah, we got 2 of them competing there. They're trying to win it on the 46th season. They must be doing that like twice a year to do that, to come up with those numbers there.
Well, surviving.
Yeah, we
Do they
wish.
know that that's woods and stuff? It's not out here and getting shot at. They might not.
We'll see. Good luck to them there. I hope that works out for them.
And we've got somebody from Starkville that's on one of these singing.
Idol, I think.
Idol?
Yeah.
So, hey, Mississippi, let's bring home some more talent.
I was I thought I had that marked somewhere, but I don't have it here of what the name is of the person. But a big deal there for Mississippi to be represented in so many different areas there.
With the
Shirley
talent we have.
She voted absentee before she came to Ohio. Your husband couldn't be happier that you're in Ohio. Visiting grandkids. He goes, go ahead, stay another week.
Yeah,
Shirley.
go ahead. Jim's taking care of Pop. You're okay.
Oh, have mercy.
Oh, man.
We want to say thank you for joining us, as always. Let's give away the coffee mug. We haven't done this. This is what is up for grabs as Odie spins his wheel of fortune, if your name was called in.
Oh, look at here. Austin Clinton, 18 years old. Come get your coffee cup. Down at the Hyundai of Meridian, Highway 39, big gray building, catty corner from Meridian Coca-Cola.
Can't miss it there. Enjoy that.
Yes.
It's been a busy morning. As always, we're going to be out and about. Today, we're going to be out and about. We can't say thank you enough to be invited to go read to some kids. We're going to be going to Clarkdale, and then we will move on to Enterprise today to do some Dr. Seuss reading. Thank you so much for inviting us. We're going to come down tomorrow, weather permitting. We'll be at Crestwood reading to the kids at Crestwood. If we can fit that in, I think we got to adjust the time a little bit earlier because of the weather. The timeline has changed, so we want to make sure that we're here to cover weather, and we'll try to get to read to the kids earlier to make that work.
Reading to the kids and give them a base and give them hope for our future, because that is our future, the kids.
It absolutely is. We need a little good word to get out of here on. What do you got for me
and
today?
I tell you, we're going to go to Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. And all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. And that's all we've got to do is look upon him. In any of our decisions that we make, we need to include our Lord Jesus Christ. Pray for his will be done, and that we invite him into our heart. Thank y'all. We appreciate each one of y'all inviting us into your homes every morning, and every bad weather that we have. We thank y'all from the bottom of our hearts. We'll be back in about 23 hours. Until then, have a great day.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.